Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. I just wanted to pop in and let you know about what's going on in the stars. We have a really intense week. I might say that this could be the most intense week of 2018. And so maybe you're feeling it. This is a intense kind of pressure type feeling within the being because our two power planets are coming together in the sky. This is significant. Mars and Pluto are coming into their conjunction. It happens exact on Thursday, and we are feeling it. So Mars and Pluto are the two planets that both are co-rulers of Scorpio, and we're leading up to this Scorpio full moon. So we're really feeling it. And this happens only about every 2 years when Mars passes over Scorpio. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and we have a lot of Aries energy with Mercury still in Aries and Chiron having moved into Aries. So Mercury took this powerful retrograde in Aries, and Aries is about the self. It's about me and my needs and standing up and trying to be in this world who you really want to be. Now, so Mercury has just taken this retrograde, telling us about the last 7 years of Uranus in Aries, which is the revolution. So the revolution of the self, like what do we need to do? Who are we? What's going on? And Mercury taking this retrograde has been really intense because it's showing us where we're not standing up for who we really are, where we're not finding our own personal strength. And we're feeling this strong because right now Mercury in Aries for the third time because of this retrograde, because Mercury took a retrograde. It went first before the retrograde, went into a square with Saturn in Capricorn, then back over. And then now that it's turned direct, 3 times. And so this is third time's a charm, and we're really going to get it because Mars and Pluto are together as well. So what this means is Mercury retrograde, coming out of its retrograde. So when Mercury goes direct, Mercury is our everyday awareness, information, how we see things, our perception. When Mercury goes direct, we're always having an opportunity for new information to come forward. And in this case, it's about our empowerment, about our sense of self, about our feeling like our right to be who we really are. But that's in square with Saturn. Saturn's the law and the man and like reality. And you got to face, and you got to make it real. And you got to face the, show me the money. And so that square is really potent because it's like showing us in our life what is in the way. Saturn is about limitations, about karma. And it's like, what is in the way of us really standing up for our truth and being who we really are? And of course, we can see these particular patterns go on where we give up our power. So we've got Mars and Pluto together. So we're looking at our power. Mars is personal power and action in the warrior. Pluto is big power structures, the hidden power structures, and that's based on a lot of times deception, mystery, delusion, and so because it's the ruler of Scorpio, and so we're heading to the Scorpio full moon with this incredible messages from the universe right now. What is in the way of you being who you really are? Now think about this. Where do we give our power away to, of who we really are? We do this to get our needs met. And so this is relationships, a lot of times family relationships. This is the early childhood mysteries, hidden secrets, hidden dynamics, that power plays that may have happened in our early childhood before we were aware of it at all, but where we learned to conform. Okay, so the Aries part of ourselves wants to be like, no, this is who I am, and I want to be who I really am and still have my needs met and still have it okay for me to be on planet Earth and do what I'm here to do and do what I want to do in my way. And that's exactly with this Uranus energy in Aries that we've been feeling for this last 7 years. It's like, how can I be my own revolution? How can I have a revolution of myself and be who I really am? But if there's a lot of family ideas, and maybe in relationships and close bonded relationships like marriages and contractual relationships, we have to often give up who we are in order to get our needs met. And Aries doesn't like that. Aries wants to be independent, wants to do it their own way. And so this is where the tension is right now. It's like, do we have permission to be who we really are? Or do we need to continue to pretend that we're something that someone else wants us to be in order to continue to get our needs met? And so this is just coming massively to the surface. And I think that we're going to see some things revealed in our life with this Mercury it's still in its shadow. It's not until the first week of May until Mercury returns to its pre-retrograde position, I believe at 13 degrees in Aries. So we're still in this Mercury retrograde revealing time. And then we've got Mars. Mars is like, whenever Mars goes over a planet, especially these big planets, it's like a new rebirth, because Mars rules Aries. And so Mars is going over Pluto, and it's like, Pluto is death, rebirth, transformation, but also the hidden power structures of these mysteries, these deceptions, a lot of time, this type of more subtle, unspoken power. And so we're seeing in our world how these types of structures have allowed us to give our power away in our individual life, in our relationships, but also in the wider world. So it's just this huge time right now where with Mars and Pluto together, when Mars and Pluto come together, it can be some massive angst, because it's like our two power planets, and it's like, oh, and Mars wants to just power through, make some stuff happen. It wants to see. So what is it bringing this action to? It's bringing this action to Pluto and Capricorn, which is the Capricorn rules the structures of our world. Pluto, death, rebirth, transformation in the structures, the authoritarian structures of our world. And so this is what's happening. And it's like, where have you given your authority and your power away? And where have we collectively, as humans, given our power and our authority away in this experience? And so this is all coming to the foreground, and people this week, it's this week of intensity, and it's kind of like, just a frustration feeling of like where the limitations of that are keeping you from being who you really want to be and living the life you want to be, and just kind of a birth of this frustration. And Mars and Pluto coming together can be explosive. It can be like power energy. But the cool thing about this is that, yes, we're facing these mysteries. We're having to look at deception and lies in our life. We're having to look into the muck of the shadows. But there's this beautiful sextile. And how amazing in the sky. We've got Mercury in Aries after this retrograde, so powerful. Chiron just moving in there. Uranus still in there, the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, together with Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio. And then a Scorpio full moon coming up. But the beautiful thing about this Mars and Pluto together is that it's in a sextile still with Jupiter in Scorpio. And so sextiles bring harmonious ways of just kind of eking out change. It doesn't have to be so dramatic. It's like, so this is really helping us right now, helping us to look and face the stuff, the yucky muck stuff that we haven't wanted to look at, like where we've given our power away, and then make some adjustments in the structures of our world and the structures of our life that are more harmonious and more healing. And so it's kind of like the universe is saying, yes, it's time to change. It's time to face the truth. It's time to get your head, come up above the delusions of the water of this kind of mysterious secrecy, manipulation energy that may have been keeping you from really actualizing in this life, facing it, so we can't change these things until we're willing to look at them, right? And that's what's going on in our world. We don't want to see how bad or how kind of, this deeper muck of these secrets and manipulation and deceit that's gone on in our world. But we can't really change it. We can't really move on. We're at this kind of stuck place until we really face those truths. As long as you're in denial about where you're giving your power away, then you're never going to be able to take your power back. And so that's where we're at right now. And it's super potent, super powerful. So know that where you're frustrated in life right now is showing you exactly where probably since since early in this life, past lives, maybe this whole human evolution, it's showing you the patterns of where you've given away your sense of self, your autonomy, your ability to be who you really are and actualize into the life you really want. So pay close attention to what's being revealed, and know that the frustrations that are coming right now are to move you into this new birth of new structures, of a new reality that can support you rather than prevent you from being who you are. So it's a huge turning point, humanity, and here we are together. So hang in there in this really intense week and understand, just take a few deep breaths whenever you need to, and kind of remind yourself that what's happening is showing you how to take your power back and how to be empowered and how to live the life you really want. But we got to look at where it's not working first. So I hope you can join me for the Scorpio full moon. Wow, what about these messages in the sky? So we've got the rulers of Scorpio together leading up to this full moon in a sextile with Jupiter in Scorpio. So there is a magical solutions available to us, and they're going to be coming forward, so we can use this full moon energy to tap into these solutions, tap into what's behind the mysteries, what's behind the muck, what's behind the secrets that can help us come back to a place of empowerment in our life. So I hope you can join me for this live activation. It's going to happen on the day of the full moon. That's Sunday, the 29th at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's noon on the West Coast, and that's 3 p.m. on the East Coast. So I hope that you can join me. The information is in the description to sign up for that webinar. It's $10, awesome live webinar. We're going to come together, talk a little bit through the energies, create a sacred space for ourselves, and then do a guided meditation. So you can receive these messages and get the activation of this amazingly power-packed full moon with the power players together in sextile to Jupiter in Scorpio at the Scorpio full moon. So I look forward to seeing you there. And until next time, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.